Ladies and gentlemen, how we react determines our power and peace in a world where negativity and conflict seem inevitable. We encounter people and circumstances that test our patience, provoke us, and tempt us to react on a daily basis. But here's the truth. Reacting impulsively only feeds the chaos. The real strength lies in choosing silence, in stepping back, and in cutting off negativity with quiet resolve. This isn't about weakness or avoidance. It's about reclaiming your energy, protecting your peace, and staying focused on what truly matters. In this video, you'll discover why silence is one of the most powerful tools you possess and how to master the art of disengagement with dignity and strength. It's time to take control, rise above the noise, and live with purpose. Let's dive into the power of silence. Silence is often misunderstood. In a world that values constant communication, loud opinions, and quick reactions, silence can seem passive, even weak. Yet true strength often lies in what is left unsaid. Choosing silence is not about avoiding conflict or submission. It's a deliberate act of self-control and composure, a statement that you are in charge of your emotions and actions. When faced with negativity, provocation, or challenging situations, the impulse to react is strong. Words are often the first line of defense, but they can also escalate a conflict, blur clarity, and drain emotional energy. Silence, on the other hand, communicates something far more powerful. It says, "I am not easily shaken, nor do I need to prove myself." This restraint demonstrates emotional stability, self-confidence, and wisdom, qualities that disarm provocations and maintain peace. Silence is a shield against unnecessary conflicts. It creates a barrier between you and negativity, allowing you to observe without becoming entangled in drama. When someone tries to provoke you with hurtful words or criticism, your silence denies them the reaction they seek. Without fuel, the fire of conflict cannot spread. In this way, silence not only protects your peace, but also diffuses tension, often leading the other party to reflect on their own behavior. This deliberate quiet is not about suppressing emotions or ignoring problems. Rather, it is about choosing your battles and preserving your energy for what truly matters. Silence gives you the time and space to process emotions, assess situations objectively, and decide on the best course of action. By pausing instead of reacting, you can approach challenges with clarity and intention, rather than being driven by impulse. Beyond conflict, quiet may be a powerful instrument for personal development. You can develop resilience, think critically, and concentrate inward during quiet times. Instead of being sidetracked by outside noise, silence enables you to focus your energies on activities that are consistent with your values and aspirations. It enables you to overcome negative, become stronger, and maintain focus on your goals. Silence is a choice, a skill, and a discipline. It takes practice to resist the urge to speak and to embrace the strength found in stillness. But with time, it becomes a powerful way to communicate self-assurance, maintain control, and protect your peace. In a loud and chaotic world, silence stands as a bold statement of confidence and resilience. Use it wisely and let it shield you from negativity while guiding you toward your best self. Mastering emotional responses is another key to inner strength. Emotions are a powerful force in our lives, shaping our thoughts, decisions, and relationships. While emotions can guide us toward meaningful actions, they can also lead us astray when left unchecked. The ability to master emotional responses is not about suppressing feelings, but about understanding and managing them with wisdom and intention. Not every situation demands a reaction. Learning to control your emotions is a hallmark of maturity and self-awareness. In moments of conflict or provocation, the natural instinct is to react immediately. Anger may urge us to lash out, frustration may compel us to argue, and fear may cause us to retreat. While these reactions are natural, they are not always helpful. Impulsive emotional responses often escalate conflicts, damage relationships, or leave us with a sense of regret. It is in these moments that the ability to pause, reflect, and respond thoughtfully becomes invaluable. Realizing that you have a choice is the first step towards controlling your emotional reactions. Although emotions can come up on their own, you have power over how you respond to them. This insight transforms you from a reactor to a responder, which is empowering. When faced with a challenging situation, taking a moment to pause allows you to break the automatic cycle of emotional reaction. This brief pause creates space for clarity and perspective, enabling you to choose a response that aligns with your values and goals. One effective technique for mastering emotional responses is practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness involves being fully present in the moment and observing your emotions without judgment. When you feel an intense emotion, take a deep breath and name what you're experiencing. For example, say to yourself, "I'm feeling angry," or "I'm feeling overwhelmed." Acknowledging the emotion helps you separate it from your identity and allows you to approach it with curiosity rather than being consumed by it. Another helpful strategy is reframing the situation. Ask yourself, "Is this worth my energy?" Or, "What is the bigger picture here?" Many conflicts and frustrations lose their intensity when viewed from a broader perspective. By shifting your focus from the immediate trigger to your long-term goals, you can respond with wisdom rather than impulse. It's also essential to set boundaries for yourself and others. Not every comment or action requires your engagement. Choosing not to react is not a sign of weakness, it's a demonstration of self-control. In many cases, the most mature response is no response at all. Walking away from negativity or disengaging from toxic interactions preserves your peace and prevents unnecessary drama. Mastering emotional responses is a skill that grows with practice. Start small, applying these techniques in minor situations, and gradually build your capacity to remain calm and intentional in more challenging moments. Over time, you'll find that you are less reactive, more composed, and better equipped to navigate life's ups and downs. When you take control of your emotions, you reclaim your power. You stop being a puppet pulled by external forces and become the architect of your actions. This mastery not only helps you maintain peace, but also strengthens your relationships, enhances your decision-making, and fosters a life of integrity and balance. In mastering emotional responses, you don't just survive, you thrive. It is crucial to safeguard your tranquility and vitality in a world that continuously demands our focus and feelings. Establishing limits is a need, not a choice. The invisible lines we draw to maintain our tranquility, conserve our energy, and make sure our time and feelings are directed toward the things that really count are known as boundaries. They are an act of self-respect and a declaration of what we will and will not allow in our lives. Not everyone deserves access to your time, energy, or emotions. Yet so often, we find ourselves overcommitting, overextending, and tolerating behaviors that drain us. Why? Because saying no can feel uncomfortable. We fear disappointing others, being misunderstood, or facing conflict. But the truth is, failing to set boundaries leads to a life filled with stress, resentment, and a lack of fulfillment. Boundaries are essential because they help filter out toxic influences. They allow us to identify and disengage from people or situations that do not serve our well-being. Toxic relationships, whether personal or professional, are like weeds in a garden. They consume the nutrients meant for growth, leaving little room for the things that truly matter. By setting clear boundaries, you create space for positivity, focus, and meaningful pursuits to flourish. Ultimately, setting boundaries empowers you to take control of your life. It ensures that your time and energy are directed toward relationships and pursuits that uplift and inspire you. It's not about isolation, it's about creating a balanced, fulfilling life that reflects your worth. Guard your peace, honor your energy, and let your boundaries be a testament to your self-worth. Disengagement is an act of power, not avoidance. It allows you to protect your peace, conserve your energy, and focus on what truly matters in your life. Too often, we feel compelled to defend ourselves, argue our points, or prove our worth in situations that don't warrant it. Whether it's a heated argument, a toxic relationship, or unnecessary drama, these interactions drain our emotional and mental energy. The truth is, not every situation deserves your engagement, and not every conflict is worth resolving. Walking away is not a sign of weakness. It's a demonstration of self-respect and maturity. Disengagement starts with self-awareness. It requires the ability to recognize when you're being pulled into a conflict or situation that doesn't align with your values or goals. Ask yourself, what am I gaining from this interaction? Is it helping me grow, find peace, or achieve my objectives? If the answer is no, then disengaging becomes the most logical and empowering choice. This act of stepping back is not about ignoring problems, but about assessing where your energy is best spent. For example, engaging in petty arguments or trying to convince someone of your worth when they have already decided not to see it achieves nothing. Instead, it traps you in a cycle of negativity that distracts you from your true purpose. Choosing to walk away from such interactions preserves your dignity and keeps your focus on what truly matters. One of the most powerful aspects of disengagement is that it allows you to maintain control over your emotions. When you engage in unproductive exchanges, you hand over your emotional power to the other party. They dictate your reactions, mood, and energy levels. By choosing to disengage, you reclaim that power. You establish a barrier that safeguards your inner tranquility by determining how much access others have to your emotional condition. Another sign of emotional maturity is disengagement. Realizing that you don't have to prove yourself to everyone or win every argument requires knowledge. Silence, a silent admission that you value your serenity more than the urge to be correct, can sometimes be the most effective answer. By doing this, you exhibit self-assurance, confidence, and the capacity to cut through the clutter. Walking away from negativity is not always easy, especially when emotions run high. But with practice, it becomes a skill that strengthens your resilience and focus. Start by identifying the situations that frequently pull you into unproductive exchanges and set clear boundaries to protect yourself. Remember, disengaging doesn't mean you're avoiding responsibility. It means you're taking control of your time, energy, and emotional well-being. Ultimately, disengagement is a choice that prioritizes your peace and purpose over fleeting conflicts and distractions. It's a declaration that you value yourself too much to be consumed by negativity. By choosing to disengage, you open the door to a life filled with clarity, focus, and the freedom to pursue what truly matters. Let disengagement be your strength, your shield, and your guide to living a life of intention and balance. Life is full of challenges, surprises, and situations beyond our control. What we can control, however, is how we respond. The ability to choose your reaction is one of the greatest powers you possess, and it defines your strength and character. By taking responsibility for your responses, you reclaim your autonomy and steer your life in the direction you truly desire. It's easy to feel like a victim of circumstances when faced with difficulties. The natural reaction is often emotional and impulsive: anger, frustration, or defensiveness. These responses, while human, often hand over our power to external events or other people. When we react without intention, we allow the situation to dictate our behavior and feelings. But when we pause and choose how to respond, we take back control and demonstrate true strength. Reclaiming power through choice begins with a simple yet profound realization. You are not obligated to react to everything that happens to you. External events may be beyond your control, but your internal response is entirely within your hands. Whether it's a hurtful comment, a setback, or an unexpected challenge, you have the power to decide how much weight it carries in your life and how you'll navigate it. This doesn't mean suppressing your emotions or pretending things don't affect you. Instead, it means giving yourself the space to pause and reflect before responding. That pause creates a moment of clarity, a chance to assess the situation and decide whether your reaction will serve your long-term goals and values. Choosing not to react impulsively is not passive. It's an active assertion of control over your emotional state. Practicing this skill requires self-awareness. Start by paying attention to situations or people that trigger strong emotional reactions. Are there patterns? Do certain words, actions, or events consistently provoke you? Once you identify these triggers, you can begin to manage your responses more effectively. You can gain the perspective you need to carefully consider your response by taking a deep breath, pausing for a moment, or even briefly leaving the situation. Refusing to place the blame for your feelings on other people or situations is another aspect of taking responsibility for your reactions. You have some control over how you perceive and react to events, even though you can't always control what actually occurs. This mentality change is empowering. It turns you become an active maker of your experiences, rather than a passive participant in your life. By reclaiming power through choice, you also create healthier relationships and environments. Thoughtful responses foster understanding and collaboration, while reactive behavior often escalates conflicts and damages connections. Choosing how you react helps maintain your peace, protect your energy, and build stronger, more respectful interactions with others. This principle extends beyond daily interactions to life's biggest challenges. Whether you face failure, criticism, or unexpected changes, your reaction determines whether the experience becomes a stumbling block or a stepping stone. Choosing to see obstacles as opportunities for growth allows you to turn setbacks into moments of empowerment. Your responses are a reflection of your character. Your ability to move through life with grace and purpose is strengthened each time you choose growth over stagnation, intention over instinct, and quiet over chaos. Making sensible decisions is only one aspect of regaining power via choice. Other aspects include living consciously, upholding your moral principles, and directing your life as you see fit.